Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Vintage Story. The reason I'm starting in the menu today is because I wanted to catch you guys up on the whole series with the current state of the playthrough. So, up until the last episode, the episode just before this one, I had recorded tons of footage because I just can't play Vintage Story for 20 minutes. So I end up playing for hours at a time, and I had a tremendous pile of footage that I needed to get through. And so probably the last dozen episodes or more have been after I had finished recording that data, and I stepped away from the game so I wouldn't generate another 97 hours of footage so that I could get current with you guys. And speaking of you guys, um, I have to give a special shout out right now because I'm a little channel. And, a lot of people come to my channel for hunting and fishing games and stuff like that. And lately I've been going pretty Vintage Story bonkers. And a lot of people who normally watch my videos just plain aren't watching because it's not hunting videos, fishing videos, etc. So there have been a few people that, like, I hit the go button and it puts the video up on YouTube, and within 60 minutes, these people have watched my videos. And I don't know who these first four people are, but they are on it like instantly. So whoever you are, first four, holy crap, I'd love to know who you are. I really would, so that I can say thank you to you. But people I can say thank you to are number one, JD Kempton. Man, thank you so much for commenting on my videos. It means a lot to me that people are actually watching. And then there's Rickster6231, always giving constructive commentary. Thank you, man. I truly appreciate it. And then Alley Cat. Alley Cat sat down and power watched my entire series to get caught up to where we are. And so thank you, Alley Cat, for your kind comments and being there to watch. And last but not least, the one and only Jay Hendricks, without whose help I would not be able to announce the following, which is I have updated to 1.18.5, and that meant it was necessary to go through and try to sort out all the mods that may or may not explode, attempting to run them in 1.18.5. And Jay Hendricks went through and found all of the mods that had updated specifically for our 1.18.5 version, pulled them all together, put them in a package, and then kindly offered them to me, saving me tremendous amounts of heartache. And last but not least, hey Freakbird, you nut, what's happening? All right, the reason we're here anyway, besides these acknowledgments, is that I wanted to go to the mod manager and show you what our current mod setup looks like. We have not lost anything, but we have actually gained a few things, and I'm hoping it all works. And if there are explodimations when I play, well, we know it's based on the mods. But here we go. Alpha Weapons Pack, which gives us some new medieval weapons. Ancient Tools, that gives us useful tools from ancient times. Animal Cages, so that we can actually bring some animals back to our location, because not a lot of animals around our area, and if we're going to domesticate, we're going to have a way to bring them back. Anvil Metal Recovery, which is great for collecting those bits that you chop off of things as you work. At Water's Edge, which gives us our wonderful sedges and tule and the other things that we've been making so much use of for our survival. Auto Walk, which just gives us a walk hotkey. Bed Respawner, which resets our spawn point to our bed. Better Fire Pit, which maintains the temperature of the fire pit in between items being cooked instead of it going back down to 0, which makes no sense. Speaking of Jay Hendricks, there we go. Hello, Mr. J. Hendricks. Better Ruins, which gives us more awesome ruins to find. Reignited, which gives us lots of ways to relight our torches. Carry On by Copy Girl, who is my hero. This mod and its Minecraft equivalent have saved me on more occasions than you can possibly imagine. It gives us the capacity to carry things, and more importantly, to take some things and put them on our back, which is awesome. We've got cats, which allows us to have pet cats, of course. We all know about Clyde. Common library, which is a requirement for one of these. Death waypoints adds a death waypoint to the map. DR braziers gives us metal braziers that give us light and heat. Drop vines anyway, make sure the vines drop from a tree that we chop down. Extended craft gives us some content that's normally only available via creative, like paper lanterns. Fancy sky gives us a beautiful sky. Farmland drop soil means we can get our terra preta and important soils like that back instead of just having them vanish. Beaverstone Wilds, which gives us lots of creatures. Fishing, I just added this today. God, I hope it works. It adds fishing with a fishing pole to Vintage Story. Oh my God, I'm so excited I can squirt. Fauna of the Stone Age, Caprioline, gives us all the ruminants like reindeer and whitetail and a bunch of those animals that I have a love for. A GUI composite settings provides an API for mods, so that's when hanging oil lamps, of course, allows us to stick oil lamps up to the wall and to the bottom of the ceiling. Hide and fabric gives us our unique hides for our different animals and gives us some more plants to make fabric from, like cotton and jute. We have the Joy of Sailing and the HUD clock. HUD clock is self-explanatory. Joy of Sailing adds semi-realistic sailboat to the game. Creatures and critters, more animules. Medieval expansion gives us like portcullises and drawbridges and things like that. North American fish darters gives us darter fish. And ochre helps us paint on cave walls like cavemen. Ornamental fish, that gives us koi and goldfish and stuff. Outlaw mod, one of those that we had to struggle to solve mysteries with to make it work in here because the outlaws have been such an important part of the playthrough. Pet AI, which powers not only cats but also tameable wolves. Player corpse means we have a body to recover our stuff from instead of being on a timer. Pot on a shelf allows us to put pots on shelves. Primitive survival, which gives us traps and fishing and a whole lot more. And this new fishing mod is compatible with the primitive tool primitive survival mod, and so that's very cool. We have primitive tools, which gives us some more Neolithic style tools. Rackable fire starter lets us put our fire starter on a rack. Ranged weapons we have not used at all in the playthrough so far, but that gives us like an arquebus and a blowgun and things like that. Real shingles gives us real shingles. Sticks from fire logs, self-explanatory. The dungeon adds dungeons into the game. We haven't found any yet, but we will. Still useful stuff. A continuation of the useful stuff mod, which gives us things like sluices and camping tent bags and things like that. VS Quest, which adds quests into the game from villagers and works in conjunction with VS Village, which gives us villagers so we can get quests from them. We have Wildcraft Trees, which adds in a bunch of trees, Wildcraft, which adds in a bunch of new plants, and of course, wolf taming. Wow, okay, so we're now like 8 minutes into this video, and we will move on from here, but I just wanted to say those thank you to the people who have been faithfully watching. That like button and sharing the video does massive things for me, and the watch hours do as well. Because to reach monetization, you must have 4,000 hours viewed in the last year in order to be able to get monetized. I'm just over the halfway point now. It's like grinding in a survival game. Every day, the people who come and watch add a little time to that, and eventually, I will be monetized again. I was demonetized after the adpocalypse. And I never made a lot because I'm not a huge channel, but it was enough, each month I could buy a new game or I could, improve my mic or something like that. And so I'm really looking forward to getting back there someday. But in any event, I am so excited because if everything works, we're gonna be past a lot of bugs that came with the earlier 118s, and we're gonna have some new awesome stuff like being able to go out, sit and fish. Oh my gosh, it's going to be lovely. I will see you guys in the next episode, which will be uploaded same as today. And we'll see if it all works. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.